Okay, this will be the second time I've tried my fire maple fire outdoor cook stove to make coffee. This time I'm going to try a different method. Comes in this nice sack here. So let's take it out, show it to you. First time I tried the French press, and I have a video on that. This time I'm going to try GSI Coffee Rocket. But let's first get the stove set up. I learned a few things the first time around. Lid. There's a bowl, which we're not going to use this time. I suppose you could sip coffee out of it if you were really cramped on space, but in your backpack. This holds a 110 or a 100, which is it? 110 gram fuel cartridge, isobutane. Here is a support for uneven ground. It's probably a good idea. The support didn't come with the stove, but they're inexpensive. I got it at, you can get them online. I got mine at Academy Schools. Okay. Let's have to do this. I found the first time you have to do it kind of quick. There we go. There's the adjuster knob for the flame. It's turned off. And then on this side is the igniter. So it's kind of a two-handed operation. This is a scoop from AeroPress, and I measured it, and it's right in line with, well, it's about two tablespoons, which is what I'll be using it for, so I don't have to take a scale out camping. 2 tablespoons is about 12 ounces of coffee. So it's good for 1 serving of the AeroPress. It's also good for 1 serving in the Coffee Rocket. So I'm going to set this aside for now, and I'll be using the grinder. What's it called again? Porlex grinder for 2, since I'm making this for 2. I'm going to be grinding the coffee fresh. I just can't see myself taking pre-ground coffee on a trip because it seems to go stale pretty fast on me. And here's the Coffee Rocket. I'll explain it to you now before the flame starts, because it's kind of loud, the flame. This is a GSI, I think they call it an infinity mug, backpacking mug. It's super light, but it also fits inside. It has graduations inside, so you can see how much liquid you're putting in there. This is their Coffee Rocket that fits inside. So more on this. I guess you'll see how it works when I actually use it for the first time. But yeah, I just thought it'd be good to give it a shot, since I gave the French press a shot. And I think the Coffee Rocket will be easier to clean up afterwards. And we'll see. Alrighty. And I brought a water bottle along this time from a bike, because most often probably that's what I'll be using as a water source. This is 769 milliliters, 26 ounces. So there'll be plenty of water to boil. And unlike the French press, you really don't have to be concerned with an exact amount of water boiling, because you're going to measure that out when you actually do the pour over in the Coffee Rocket. And I think that is about it. All that's left is to put water in the pot. I'm going to set this aside for now. Put it in that bowl. Pour some of this water. And it's for 2 people, so we're going to need, is that enough? Is that enough? I think that the numbers are either wrong on the bottle or in the kettle. I do have extra capacity water bottles that I'll probably, knowing this, bring on my trips. I'm gonna get some water. Okay, so I'd like to have at least 750 grams or milliliters of water in the kettle because I might lose some in boiling. There we go. I'm going to set this aside and see if I could do a little better job of starting the stove without some kind of explosion. So this time I'm leaving the pot off and I'm not going to turn it on high. Now I turn it on high. Okay. I'm going to set this on there for a quicker boil. Last time I couldn't keep my eye on it too much and it boiled over pretty quick. About a couple more beans for good measure. There we go. Just so it doesn't catch me by surprise, I'm going to take the lid off. Might slow the boiling, but that's okay. I need the extra time right now. I'm going to get the coffee rocket out. I think I will use this camp mug. This assembles like this. Like this. Alright, water's starting to boil. Let me turn this down before it boils too much. Turned it off. That's better than last time. So to use this, it just sits on top of the cup. Make sure it's on there good. Yeah. And you put half of the coffee in there. It would be this scoop again. No. Hang on. So this scooped coffee is going to go in that basket. Sorry, you probably can't see that too well. That looks like about a scoop. And just put it in the basket. It'll be interesting when I do the second one to see. Yeah, that's about all the way to the top, because this has to fit on there also. And that goes there. Very good. And now, yeah, I think I'm going to put this lid on here to pour. Maybe. Alrighty. And we go like easier to pour without the lid. Well, it's definitely easier to pour without the lid. It's still a little messy, so I'm glad that I have put more water in the boiling pot. I'm losing some here. So yeah, what this is doing is just water's draining down. Oops. Draining down through that basket of coffee. Would you call that a pour over or a drip? I think it's a drip. Yeah. I think they call it a Java drip, actually. My goal is to do 12 ounces here. Where's the graduated part? Can I see it? Just a moment. If I'm trying to be precise, which I might not always be trying to be precise, but today I've divided the water between two of us, my wife and me. I want to be able to see these graduations so I can stop at 12 ounces. Okay, so we got that's a little hard to see, honestly. some more water. You're not supposed to pour in that snorkel. However, it's hard not to. It's a little breather tube. I already see grounds in there, but I think it's probably from when I lifted up and the unit came apart. Well, I can definitely see the graduations on this side a lot easier. Even though they're backwards, they're meant to be viewed from inside, I guess. At least when you have the sleeve on it. It looks like I did that about right, 12 ounces. Get the second cup. Okay, there's the second cup. Yeah, it's just a little more than 12 ounces for me. Let's see what that looks like. Right? It's not the most appetizing looking cup of coffee. It's a little thick, like a French press. That's okay. It just has grounds in it. Just put the lid back on. Good. And now, for the second cup, this really needs to be washed out. So I'm going to do that using the extra water in my water bottle. I might have to step away to do that for a second. I really have to dismantle that to do it. So I'm going to wash all three parts. It should only take a few seconds and I'll be back. If I was camping, I wouldn't have to move, but I'm on my patio. Okay, got that. Here's the parts. Now I'm going to put the rest of the coffee in here. Oops, I'll put this back in so it doesn't spill everywhere. This second one definitely has more coffee in it than the first one. Okay. Let's try this. There's already grounds in the funnel because I got it on my fingers, so there's probably going to be some grounds inside the coffee. This cup doesn't have any graduated markings, so I'll just do it about what I normally see it at home. So it looks like it's going to take a couple of these bottles, especially if I'm brewing for two, but even for one, for cleanup and so forth. And then I'm going to need some water at the campsite to drink too. So bear that in mind. And this coffee, this water here is a lot cooler than the first cup. That's going to have some bearing on the flavor. It's just about done. And then check the comments for how it turned out, flavor-wise. Oh no, did it again. That's probably a little more coffee than usual. But there is room for cream, barely. Okay, bon appetit.